Hello. In today's video, we shall learn in detail about human skeletal system. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding about human axial skeleton consisting of skull, vertebral column, ribs and sternum, and appendicular skeleton consisting of girdles and limb bones. Let us start with the introduction to human skeletal system. In human adults, the skeletal system consists of 206 bones. Bones are made of dense connective tissue and mainly contains a tough protein, namely collagen. Human skeleton can be studied under two different headings: axial skeleton consisting of 80 bones and appendicular skeleton consisting of 126 bones. The skull, vertebral column, sternum and ribs, or the thoracic cage, constitute the axial skeleton. The bones of the limbs and the girdles constitute the appendicular skeleton. By the way, if you're getting some value out of this video, please like and share the video so that all of us can learn, unlearn and relearn together. Also, please consider subscribing the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notification of all the upcoming videos. Next, let us introduce a few scientific terms. The study of bones is called osteology. Bones provide a rigid framework known as skeleton that supports and protects the soft organs of the body. The human skeletal system is an organ system consisting of bones and cartilages, which are specialized connective tissues. This system is made up of 206 bones and a few cartilages. The skeletal system is mainly divided into exoskeleton and endoskeleton. Exoskeleton is present outside the body and is derived from ectoderm during embryonic development. Example, nails, hair. Endoskeleton is present inside the body and is derived from mesoderm during embryonic development. It protects the delicate body parts. Example, bones and cartilages. Now, we shall study the different parts of the axial skeleton one by one. The skull is composed of two sets of bones: cranial bones, which are 8 in number, and the facial bones, which are 14 in number. In addition, it has 6 ear ossicles and 1 hyoid bone. The skull therefore consists of 29 bones. The cranium or brain box protects the brain and provides sockets for ear, nasal chamber and eyes. It consists of 8 bones, namely 1 frontal bone, 2 parietal bones, 1 occipital bone, 2 temporal bones, 1 sphenoid bone and 1 ethmoid bone. The brain is lodged in the cranial cavity, which posteriorly opens by foramen magnum. The brain is connected to spinal cord at this foramen. At the posterior end of the cranium, there are 2 rounded protuberances, the occipital condyle, that articulates with the first vertebra, the atlas. Thus, human skull is dicondylic. Skull bones are joined by immovable fibrous joints called sutures. The facial bones form the jaws which help in eating. It comprises of 14 bones, namely 1 mandible, 2 maxillae, 2 zygomatic bones, 2 nasal bones, 2 palatine bones, 2 acromial bones, 1 vomer, and 2 inferior nasal conchae or turbinated bones. The ear ossicles help in hearing. Internally, the ear comprises of 3 bones, namely malleus, incus, and stapes. In human, there are 6 ossicles. Stapes is the smallest bone in human body. The hyoid bone is horseshoe-shaped, 1 in number. It provides support for attachment of tongue muscles. Next is the vertebral column or backbone. It forms the central axis of the body and is also known as the backbone. It extends from the base of the skull. Each vertebra has a central hollow neural canal through which passes the spinal cord. Between each of the vertebrae, there are cartilaginous pads, the intervertebral discs, which act as shock absorbers. The S-shaped structure of the vertebral column is due to different curvatures. The cervical curve and the lumbar curve are directed forward, while the sacral and thoracic curve are directed backward. According to position, the vertebral column consists of 7 cervical vertebrae in the neck region, 12 thoracic vertebrae in the chest or thoracic region, 5 lumbar vertebrae in the upper abdominal region, 1 sacral vertebra formed by the fusion of 5 sacral vertebrae in the upper pelvis region, and 1 coccygeal or coccyx or tailbone in the lower pelvis. Cervical vertebrae, they are 7 in number, found in the neck region. First 2 vertebrae, atlas and axis, are highly modified. Atlas vertebra is the first cervical vertebra which is in the shape of a ring. It supports the head and provides movement. On the anterior side, it bears a cavity called neural foramen. It shows plate-like horizontal transverse process. Atlas vertebra forms hinge joint. Atlas vertebra, by its articulation with axis vertebra, facilitates a rotatory movement. Axis vertebra is the second cervical vertebra with peg-like odontoid process. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth vertebrae are known as typical cervical vertebrae. The first, second, and seventh vertebrae are known as atypical cervical vertebrae. The axis vertebra shows the presence of well-developed spinous process along with bifurcated transverse process which is small and poorly developed. odontoid process fits into the posterior concavity of atlas and forms pivot joint. Thoracic vertebrae are 12 in number. Transverse processes are large-sized and provide surface for ribs articulation. Spinal cord passes through an opening called vertebral foramen. Lumbar vertebrae are 5 in number and are larger in size. Vertebral foramen is triangular. Superior and inferior paired articular processes are present for articulation. Sacral vertebra, it is a triangular bone formed by the fusion of 5 sacral vertebrae. Sacrum supports the pelvic girdle. Anterior part of sacrum articulates with 5th lumbar vertebra and posterior part with coccyx or tailbone. Coccyx, it is a small triangular bone formed by the fusion of 4 coccygeal or caudal vertebrae. The coccyx articulates superiorly with the sacrum. Now, we shall study the thoracic cage or rib cage in detail. It is made up of 25 bones, 12 pairs of semicircular rib bones and a single breastbone called sternum. First 7 pairs of ribs, which are directly attached to the sternum, are called true ribs. 8th, 9th and 10th ribs are known as false ribs, as they are not directly attached to the sternum, but its sternal parts are attached on 7th pair of ribs. 11th and 12th pairs of ribs are known as floating ribs, as the sternal parts remain free. Sternum or breastbone is flat, elongated, dagger-shaped, located in the anterior middle line of thorax ventrally. It consists of 3 regions: manubrium, which articulates with first 2 pairs of ribs and with clavicles laterally; long body that articulates with 3rd to 7th ribs; and xiphoid process, which is cartilaginous, protects the lungs and heart. Next is functions of thoracic cage. It supports thorax and protects vital organs like heart and lungs. Ribs and intercostal muscles produce breathing movements. It supports shoulder girdle and forelimbs by providing articulation with clavicle. Next, we shall learn about the appendicular skeleton. It is made up of 126 bones. It includes girdles and limb bones. Girdles are of 2 types: pectoral girdles and pelvic girdles. Pectoral girdle consists of 2 bones, clavicles and scapula. Head of humerus fits and forms ball and socket joint with the glenoid cavity of pectoral girdle. Pelvis girdle is formed by the fusion of 3 bones, ilium, pubis and ischium. A deep hemispherical socket, acetabulum, is present, which articulates with the head of femur by ball and socket joint. Bones of upper limb. Each upper limb consists of 30 bones. Bone of upper arm is humerus, which is elongated. The head of humerus articulates into glenoid cavity of pectoral girdle by a ball and socket joint. Bones of forearm are inner radius and outer ulna. They are long, parallel bones. Both radius and ulna articulates with each other at both the ends. Bones of hand. Carpus or the wrist is made up of 8 carpals. The metacarpus or the palm consists of 5 metacarpals. The phalanges or the fingers consists of 14 bones. The thumb of hand is called pollex. Bones of lower limb. Each hind limb consists of 30 bones. Each hind limb has femur, the thigh bone, patella, the kneecap, tibia and fibula, the leg bones, foot bones, namely tarsus forming the ankle, metatarsus forming the sole, and phalanges forming the toes. Femur is the longest and the strongest bone present in the human body. It is differentiated into 3 parts: head, the middle rod-like part called the shaft, and the condyle. The head of the femur articulates with the acetabulum forming the hip joint. The distal part of the femur articulates with the tibia and patella forming the knee joint. The patella is also known as the kneecap. It is a small, flat, triangular bone which articulates with the femur. In humans, the patella is the largest sesamoid bone that is embedded within a tendon. Tibia and fibula or leg bones, also called shin bones, they articulate with each other both proximally and distally. Tibia is inner, longer, thicker bone. Fibula is thinnest outer bone of human body. Distal ends of both tibia and fibula articulate with tarsals. Foot bones consists of ankle or tarsus made up of 7 bones called tarsals, 5 long bones called metatarsals, and phalanges. Thumb of foot is called hallux. Finally, we shall look into the functions of skeleton. The skeleton provides the framework which supports the body and maintains its shape. The upright posture of humans is maintained by the axial skeleton. The skeleton protects the internal organs such as heart and brain. Bones and muscles work in unison to produce body movement. The skeleton is the site of hemopiosis. The formation of blood cells takes place in the red bone marrow. Marrow cavity of long bones store fats in the form of adipose tissue. Bones act as a storehouse of calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium salts. They mainly contain calcium phosphate. Ear ossicles of middle ear help in hearing. Ribs and sternum help in breathing movement. Bone cells release a hormone called osteocalycine, which regulates blood sugar and fat deposition. So today, we have learnt in detail about human skeletal system. I have some practice questions for you. Please share your answers in the comments section below. You can pause the video and write down the questions if you like. Thank you so much for your time and participation. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notification of all the upcoming videos. Also, if you want to discuss any particular topic in biology, please mention that in the comments section below. I'll see you there. Goodbye. All the best.